San Diego professional rugby team. And they salute the San Diego rugby community.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Go on in the beer garden. Grab yourself a cold Bud Light. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the official after party for all San Diego home games. Join us in the local downtown after the match to meet and greet with the pro teams. Grab a little something to eat, a little something to drink. Show your game day tickets to you'll receive 15% off your bill. That's the local downtown. We'll see you there after the game. San Diego Pro Rugby would like to thank the Tilted Kilt for their 2 locations. They have some of their gals out here today, passing out our Tilted Kit Fatheads. Today the fathead is Joe Top Tay.
Nice job, buddy. That was pretty quick.
Week 8 of Pro Rugby is back in Southern California for a top-of-the-table clash between Denver and San Diego. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Torero Stadium. Dan Power here, joined again today by Chad Erskine. And Chad, nothing better than number 1 taking on number 2. Both relatively injury-free today and in fine form running into this clash.
Absolutely, thanks Dan. It's the game we've all been waiting for, the top of the table clash. Denver sitting nicely at the top, Dan, 5-0. San Diego's only blemish came here at Torero Stadium when they went down to the visitors, Denver, leaving them 4-1. We'll see here today if it'll be the repeat of that May encounter, or will San Diego's recent form be too much for those visitors, Dan?
You have to feel the home field advantage may go the way of the natives here. San Diego in absolutely fine form lately. Denver, we haven't seen them for a few weeks, been on home turf. They will run into today. A lot of players, as we will look at the lineouts after we go down to the field for the anthem, but a lot of players joining both squads after injuries. And we talked about that last meeting, and that came down to the 80th minute, Chad, with Denver defending their goal line right till the end as San Diego mounted that last final attack.
You know, it could have gone either way, Dan. The grounding was about a foot away from the try line, and like you say, if he'd got that down, it would have been all square with a kick to come, and it could have been a different result. So exciting stuff, and I tell you what, the field is in mint condition. We should be here for a glorious day of rugby.
Yeah, the top 2 teams in pro rugby will clash in just a moment. We're going to go down onto the field now for the national anthem of the United States of America.
Rugby player. Nikita will continue her rugby career at the University of Colorado in Boulder next year. Ladies and gentlemen,
Absolutely beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner there as we are moments away from kickoff. And we look first at the home team, Chad, San Diego, red hot form.
And yep, they're in hot form, and all eyes will be on number 6, Jean-Baptiste Goblier, the French international, makes his debut for San Diego today. He'll want to stamp his authority on the game early on, so look out for him all over the park, Dan. Number 6, Jean-Baptiste Goblier. Over to the Denver side we go. Opposite him, Dan, is a South African native, number 7, Hanko Gomes. He's a grandson of legendary Springbok Gerrie Gomes. Dan, this guy has got rugby blood pouring through his bones. He is just an absolute workhorse. He's got the highest work rate I've ever seen, so keep an eye out for him, Dan. I'm sure his grandfather, Gerrie, will be watching closely from his recliner there in Port Shepstone, South Africa.
Well, let's hope so. We watched some clips of the legendary Rico Mercedes, and he was absolutely outstanding, scoring some scintillating tries against the All Blacks back in the 70s and 80s. So he gets to watch his grandson, Hanko, fresh off his campaign with the under-20s in Zimbabwe, as he returns to Denver and joins this pro outfit, looking to make an impact here today under the tutelage of Andre Sneeman, another South African Springbok legend, and also Pedro Vandenberg, the big number 8. So what great mentors he has surrounded by him, the young South African.
He certainly does, Dan, and he's one of those players who's just he's a sponge. He likes to soak up any information you give him. He's a hard-working guy, and we'd like to see him hopefully go all the way through the ranks and see him in that Eagles shirt one of these days.
Yeah, South Africa's loss is definitely the US's gain when it comes to Hanko. Referee Derek Summers have the whistle today, and we are underway, week 8, as Kurt Marath gets us started. Denver received the kickoff, and the man of the moment we talked about, Hanko Harmases, unfortunately in front of the player who touched the ball there first, coming back for an early penalty territory in possession here for San Diego, and a chance perhaps to take a shot from a wide range, and that's what they elect to do as Kurt Marath, that educated Booth, the leading point scorer thus far in pro rugby, has a chance for early points.
That's right, Dan. Great decision from Phil McKenzie there. To early on, you want to settle the nerves and give an opportunity for Morath. Like you say, that the leading point scorer, be good just for him to get this good strike on this ball and get some points on the board early. And he should be a pretty relatively easy kick for him with no win to talk about yet today, Dan.
He has been one of the outstanding imports in pro rugby this season, young Kurt Marath.
It's all in one binder for us.
Played for Tonga, born in New Zealand, now finds himself in sunny San Diego. Strike. Flag stay down there as it goes across the face. Denver will dot this down and come back to the 22 for a restart. Uncharacteristic mix there from Morath. As we come back to the young Englishman, Will McGee. Very underrated fly half, the young Denver fly half, often overshadowed by his outside backs when you look at some of them in internationals like Chad London and Tamana Tahu. Goes deep on the restart. T.O. fields this, takes it back up towards halfway, finds Ngwenya. Ngwenya, the speed machine, crashes into contact. He can run around and through you. Ngwenya, as Morath now moves it across. Tui Samoa charges into the line. Purdon goes quick, looks back to his right, finds Morath. Quick hands, Leatanana to Teo. Defense comes up quick. Solid contact there from Tahu. Tui Samoa with his second touch early on. Purdon down the blind side. Leatanana using the footwork, the 7th superstar. And earning his side a penalty. They may elect to go for the points again here. Morath learning his lessons from that earlier miss.
He may do, Dan. Phil McKenzie running over to the referee, I'm sure giving that information. Morath will be the one who decides if this is in his range or not. They'll debate here quickly, and it looks like Morath's going to go for the corner, maybe slightly out of his range, about a 46, 47 on the angle kick for him, Dan.
We are absolutely at sea level here, no help from the altitude. And they drive this one into the 22.
Good opening period of play there, I thought. They're about 5 phases from San Diego, and they look to retain possession well. I like to see Taco Ngwenya there. He just took that ball up. He had the option of maybe distributing or using his footwork, but instead not. Wanted to get a hit on board early, so good work there from Taco.
Tefeti, line out, finds Dolina. Purdon now, moves across to the left through Morath. Suniula has been coming into a little bit of a run of form lately, Suniula, as he returns from injury. T.O. Denver does well as they swarm around the dangerous fullback. Tackle him just inside the 40. Dolina takes it into contact. Purdon moves it to his right. Morath kicks, chases in there. Tahu gets the bounce, pops it back inside to Diarcheville. He's isolated, needs some help here, Diarcheville. And referee Summers right on the spot as this goes quickly to San Diego. Summers not happy with the mark, and luckily for Purdon he's not, because he looked like he spilt that ball, maybe under the attention though of the sneaky Mose Timotea.
Almost identical penalty here for Morath. Hopefully he'll learn from that first one, Dan.
Yes, electing to go for the post here. A little bit happier with the distance. Takes it back a few meters. He will have his second attempt. Like you said, almost a carbon copy of that earlier miss. You would expect the educated booth of Morath to make no mistakes with this one.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Morath. His strike on that ball is fantastic. That last kick was not his best strike, but that's not typical for him. So I imagine he'll improve on that really, really quickly here. And that's one of his most impressive part of his kicking game, is that the way he strikes the ball. It's just so clean, Dan.
Here we are, Morath, just outside the 22, on the far touchline. Not on the preferred side for a right footer. Better strike. Crowd likes it. Touch judges like it. Flags go up. 3 points to 0 early on here. San Diego take the lead. And Chad, we talk about some of the changes from that first game. One of the important ones, I know you were pressed for time in the pregame, but the inclusion of Bruce Thomas, the San Francisco Golden Gate open side flanker, a very tough, gritty Englishman, now finds his way into the lineup here.
He'll be really excited to just stamp his authority on the game here, Dan. A great player. Excited to see him out here today.
We will get restarted. Folks just joining us. Denver on the left of your screens in their purple outfits. San Diego in the white and blue on the right of your screen. McGee gets us restarted. Deep kickoff. Tui Halamaka. He fields the ball inside his 22. Picks up a few yards. As Purdon sets up the wall. Ball spills out. Morath under pressure. This one stays in field. A chance to counter. Djacheville fields it. He'll find Vandenberg. Pedri Vandenberg. The outstanding 8-man from South Africa. Takes it up towards the 40. Timoteo. He'll get a penalty. 7 days out of 7 for that one. As the ball sits up perfectly midfield. And now a chance to even the ledger here at 3 points apiece.
Great work from Denver. They've been camped in their own half for a first sort of 5 minutes of this game. First opportunity in the half. Here it is. Criminal. I'm a scrum half myself, Dan. And just every time I see this happen, I get upset when players don't come through the gate and have a good little crack at the scrum half. I feel sorry for Timoteo there. A great player, 39 years old. His body might feel that a little more tomorrow morning.
Well, the resilient little scrum half. He hasn't stopped playing. Getting a little attention now from the medics. We were talking a little bit earlier about your experiences with the USA. You actually replaced Mose at scrum half. He stepped away from the game back in 2006. And then the ever-present, the energetic Chad Erskine stepped into the scrum half position. And then Mose still playing as you sit up here with me. McGee. That one stays across to the right, unsuccessful. We'll come back to the 22. Yeah, really is an ageless wonder, isn't he, Mose Timoteo?
Dan. He's a fantastic player. I had the opportunity to play against him a couple of times. He's a cheeky little guy. He's very naughty, but I respect him very much, and I love the guy. He's a great. I tell you what, if I could be in half the shape he is at 39, I'd be delighted.
Morath thinks the restart. Well timed from Morath. Ball spills around San Diego through to Fetty, recover. Educated start from Morath. Now drops it onto his boot, finds open pastures as Garrity's caught up in the line. Vandenberg goes back. Oh, surely not. The 8-man drives this on the right boot. Well, someone needs to get him a fly half jersey. The big South Africans doing everything here. Morath now. The kicking duel has started as he chips this one in. Djacheville lets it bounce. He'll return favour. A little chip over the top. Purdon does well to sweep around. Ball comes down to Morath. Lets a few runners go before he's met. Wallace drags him down just inside his own 40. San Diego's ball. Down the blind side they go. Leotanana. Agonisingly close to that sideline as Purdon comes back. There he is, Bruce Thomas. Nice little offload. The man known as Gorgeous Bruce. They come down now. Morath at the back. Suniula. Jaffetti. Out in the centres, out to the Dragon, McKenzie. Beats the first tackle, dragged down now on the Denver 40. Still with San Diego as Purdon now. Penalty comes for diving right over the top of the ball, it looks like. And that's a heartbreak there for San Diego, who were looking dangerous.
It certainly was, Dan. They were looking very dangerous. Morath really controlling the game, dictating where he was kicking it. Kick to space every time, kind of like a squash play. When you play against somebody in squash and they just put it in the corner, you feel like you're running all day. That was Morath. He was just sticking it in the corners. Players were running left and right. Then he saw the space and distributed it wide. Great dictatorship from Morath. Unfortunately, not rewarded, penalized, right on the touchline. Denver now get to attack from the halfway line.
Nick Wallace in the unfamiliar 2 jersey, usually plays a lot of prop, showing his versatility wearing the 2. St. Mary's product goes to Dahl. Contact in the air as Pete Dahl does well to bring this ball down. Could be turned over though as San Diego produces the counter, and Purdon moves to his right. Morath, Tui Halamaka. Charges up towards the halfway. Such a dynamic 8-man he is, Tui Halamaka. Suniula, flat pass, goes to Tio. That one's knocked on out there, it looks like, from Tucker Nguyen. The referee says that one's gone back on. We're going to play on now. Purdon, oh, Biden's big contact midfield. Looks like he's got Vandenberg for offside. Purdon taps quickly. Malifa can't get the shot on as Tio goes up inside the 40. San Diego on the counter. Big numbers to the left. Morath to Fetty. Misses out to McKenzie. Goes inside Garrity, met on the 22, still with San Diego though. Penalty comes their way. Let's see if they slow things down here with a chance for another 3 points.
Another exciting period of play from San Diego, Dan. This is great stuff. You can see they've come out here to play, and they're just spreading the ball left and right. I like to see how they went quick there, especially that from Charlie Purdon. He takes a quick tap, and he's on. He puts Tio away, finds some space. Tio gets about 15, 20 meters before he's dragged down, gets him on the front foot. The whole Denver backline is offside, so they know they've got a free play here. They spread the ball wide. Morath gets it wide, and unfortunately taken out touch, and it's McKenzie who's tied down in the touchline. But great stuff from San Diego. You can tell they come out to play here today, Dan.
Yeah, they certainly have. Looking for that #1 spot. And they're playing to their strengths too. They know that they've got the advantage out in the back lines. Denver forward pack, much more experienced. San Diego, no slouches in the forward pack as well. But their advantage comes in the back line in the shape and form of speed. McKenzie, Nguyen, Tio, and they're getting those guys the ball nice and early and giving them a chance to attack.
They certainly are, and it's just providing some exciting stuff, Dan.
Morath, a chance here to extend the lead out to 6. 12 minutes gone here at Torero Stadium. Good strike. Flag stay down though. May have just stayed to the left there. Very close from Morath though. You see, he seems a little bit bewildered with the flag staying down. He thought that did enough to come through. Denver with the restart through McGee. A little bit of a breeze here in the face of Denver early on as McGee goes deep. Purdon lets it bounce. Tough bounce, McKenzie goes back. Gives the chase a chance to get up as they meet him just on the side of 40. Purdon can't get in there. Now finds the ball, Morath. Plays a patient high game. McGee goes up for it, lets it bounce, comes down now to Suniula. He's grasped by Tahu though as soon as he gets the ball. That's London with that tackle, sorry. Tafeti gets through the first line, finds Thomas into the 40. Purdon, Morath back inside. Biden's still with San Diego. Purdon throws a dummy. Looks for some support. They're down to scrum half now. Look for the pick and go. Big contact coming in there from Malifa. Thomas. Patient stuff here from San Diego as they mount the pressure through the phase play. And they'll have to scrum here as that ball is unplayable. San Diego going forward.
Denver defense is good too, Dan. I've got to give them some respect here as well. They understand that San Diego is coming out to play, so they've got to ride that wave early on. So good defense there from Denver. They're staying well structured. They're fanning out on rucks. So excellent defense, but an exciting attacking opportunity for San Diego. It's a good open side here for Purdon to attack with a speedster, Taku Nguena, right on the touchline. I see Taku sitting on that white touchline waiting for the ball. So options both way here for the scrum off Purdon.
Fine.
First scrum of the game. Summer's not happy. Blows it up. We're going to reset.
Shoulder out. Shoulder out. Hold the mark. Hold for the call.
Such an important part of the game here, Chad, the set piece, especially early on when the forwards are fresh. Both packs looking to assert their dominance.
Absolutely, the tight five is crucial, especially this tight head prop. If they want to go blindside, they need a right shoulder from their tight head prop here to San Diego. They get the right shoulder. Purdon goes left.
Here we go. Morath with the ball. Beats the first. Goes out the back to Teo. Garrity waits for him. Drags him down inside the 22. They're stacked out to the right, though. Great counter from Denver as Garrity brings the ball down. They force the turnover. Timoteo back into the pocket. Diarcheville drops it onto his foot. And he finds some green there as the ball rolls back towards the 22 of San Diego. Morath. Suniula has time.
Clear!
To the right boot. Nguena goes up for it. And the penalty in front of the kicker there, not giving them 10. And that's a nice little penalty for Denver here, Chad. Gives them a chance to pick up some territory and a chance to attack.
It is. They seemed about at 6 and 7s there, Dan. The up and under came, and it looked like there was nobody calling for the ball. Taku, he had time and space to make that catch. And Denver, lucky to escape with a penalty there. It's going to put them in a really good attacking position about 20 meters out here, Dan.
And this is their first trip down to the red zone of San Diego. They really have been a forward-orientated side thus far in pro rugby. They set the platform 1 through 8 and then unleash that back line. Wiesing, he brings that down. They set them all. Big collisions coming in there. Ball goes to ground. Vandenberg wants it. Can't get away from Tafeti. Timoteo finds Rock. Another big contact there. 5-on-5. Tui Samoa meets the big man. London. Loose carry, ball goes to ground. Now with San Diego. Teo can't escape the attention of Garrity. He's dragged down just outside the 22. Purdon goes back to Morath. He's got time. Drives this one deep. McGee's underneath it. Shifts it across. Tahu. Tamana Tahu. He'll go on the counter. Drifts across field. Lets a few go. Then finds Malifa. In some space. Nguena reels him in there. Well, San Diego, silly penalty from Purdon. They're coming way around the side there and jumping on that ball. Claim it was already out. Quick tap not happening for Denver. We're coming back for the penalty, about 35 out from the line.
Yeah, criminal error there from Purdon. He may have done a professional foul just to slow things down because Denver were really on the attack and San Diego looking in 6 and 7s. So here it is, the ruck. It looked like it was a little bit forward there from Teo, but Malifa takes it on. Purdon has to come in from the gate there, and he cannot come around the side. The tackle's made, the ruck's formed. He comes around the side and comes in. He has to come through that gate. It's about a meter wide gate at the back of the ruck. He doesn't enter through that gate and gets penalized, rightfully so. This is an opportunity for Denver to get some points on the board here and settle the nerves a little bit. They haven't spent much time in the red zone, so they'd really want to take opportunity here and get some points on the board.
Points of a premium here early on. Both these sides showing their class. 5-0 for Denver, 4-1 for San Diego. As McGee will take his second shot at the sticks here this afternoon. Missed his first. A young Englishman now plying his trade in the United States. Will find himself eligible for the USA Eagles if John Mitchell sees fit. Unsuccessful for another one. That one not even close. It looks like McKenzie may have taken that back in. He's going to have to play this ball, bring it out of his in goals. As Purdon goes back to Morath. That works out quite well for San Diego, what could have been a very sticky situation. Vandenberg with the ball, will not go quick.
Vandenberg, he's such an educated player, is Danny. You see him catching these balls at the back, and you see him taking balls up, and he just seems to find himself in the right time, the right place, because he's so well educated in this game that he actually pre-plans where he thinks the ball's going, and he gets himself in those positions. Experienced, you could tell.
Wiesing, great take. McGee finds that man Vandenberg at the back. Malifa, quick hands to London. Great defense from Nguyen to shut him down though on the outside. The big South African rhinoceros, Chad London. They come back to the middle. Hermes right on halfway now. Another penalty coming. This will give them a chance to attack with better territory here, Denver. And that is the man, gorgeous Bruce Thomas, who gets penalised for not releasing there. He might have picked up a little knock there too, Thomas.
Thomas has impressed me early on, Dan. He's made a lot of tackles already, and he's carried the ball a couple times. He's been a good inclusion here in the San Diego team. Slightly out of McGee's range for the 3 points, so they'll kick down the sideline up for an attacking line out here about 18 meters out.
Yeah, Thomas, an absolute stalwart for San Francisco Golden Gate. 7 hours drive up the coast here. He was instrumental in their success for the last 5 years. Now finds himself in San Diego, but he's going to get himself in trouble there for being offside. So he's slow to get back, setting the line out. And now McGee has a better opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
It looks like he's going for the touch again, Dan. Maybe just not confident with his boot right now. Definitely an easier kick for him, but he's opted to push that ball 5 meters out. And looks like they've come for tries.
Goal line.
Line out from Wallace. Goes to Vandenberg. Ball is set. 5 out. Both packs here. Committed as they begin to roll this forward, Denver.
7 to the side.
This is their strong point.
Number
Another
7.
penalty comes the way of Denver. They go quickly. Vandenberg steps inside. Meters short of the line here, Denver. On the attack to Mateo. Comes down the blind side, Wiesing. Hermes. Now that pass from Wiesing to Hermes, a little bit forward. And what a let off there for San Diego.
It certainly was, Dan. Maybe a little greedy there from Denver. They had a penalty 5 meters out, maybe a good opportunity to take a scrum. They really are powerful in their pack and could have used it to their advantage there. Maybe went a little bit too quick. And a little forced error there from Wiesing, trying to get the ball out to Hermes. They'll be disappointed with that. They definitely want to leave this area with points on the board, and if San Diego can escape here without any points, they'll be happy.
Big scrum. San Diego look for Tui Halamarka off the back. He picks and goes. Finds Suniula with a bit of space. The step. Now a chance to attack through Leotanana. Out to Tio. Gives McKenzie the ball early with some space. McKenzie dragged down on the 40. That's a great pickup from San Diego. Nguyen comes in. Quick ball there, and he is away as that one bounces up now through Dolina. Runs into the defense of Dales. He drags him down on the 5. That's Rock. Dale sets the pillar. Morath. Easy pick up there for Morath as he sees territory in front of him. Wingers up in the line. And what a great turnaround from the shadows of their own try line, Chad Erskine. They take it right down, nearly to the 22 of Denver.
Absolutely great stuff, Tio Malaka. He did some fantastic work from the back of the scrum. He had work to do. He found space out wide. And I tell you what, Phil McKenzie on the outside here, I really like what he did there. He had the touchline on the outside, and he came in play, and he didn't go out of bounds and turn over possession. Good stuff from him too.
Ball comes down, Denver. Do well there, under pressure from San Diego. A very inspired San Diego outfit early on here at Torero Stadium. Bauman to Mateo, goes back to McGee. He'll put it high. Chase comes from London. Ball spilt, well picked up from Garrity. Denver with the ball just short of halfway. Loose pills, Purden gets on it. Hermes right over the top and earns his side the penalty. And that's the pedigree that you'd expect from a Springbok legend right there, Hako Hermes.
Absolutely. Hermes identifies Purdon's by himself. There's no support around him. He's down the ground. Purdon has to release that ball, and Hermes just jumps on it. Make sure he can't release that. Excellent stuff. Wins a penalty for his home side.
Ball goes up just inside the 40. Wallace still looking for a ball. No doubt the San Diego ball will find him a nice sweaty one. Nice and slippery. The advantage of the home field. That one's tapped, comes back now. Thomas drops ahead and goes forward. Fetty, slow stagnant ball there from San Diego. Purdon likes to play quickly. Now he finds Murat. Drives this one down to Garrity. Fields it just short of the 22. D'Archeville has time. Drives this one down. Teo though, fields it on his own 22. He will attack from here, Mike Teo. Picks up some space. Teo, the goose step. Teo's away. They're not going to catch him. He's going to take it 80 to score. That's the danger of Mike Teo in the San Diego back three. Try time.
Fantastic stuff from Teo. An individualistic try. He takes it from his own 35-meter line. It was a bit of a wasted kick from D'Archeville. He sort of kicked the ball away, and it was the man from just up the road from Belmont Shore, Mike Teo. Gary takes it about 35 meters out. He looks for a space. He eyes up a couple of slower players in front of him, a couple of forwards in front of him. He knows he's got the pace, and it's the goose step that gets him away. A little handoff of Warnenberg, and he's gone for the try. Teo, that's why he's the international USA 15's fullback.
Well, hold the phone, Chad. Looks like the referee hasn't agreed with any of this. We've come back for a penalty to Denver. I'm not sure what it was for. We're back on the 40. Maybe some form of obstruction on the kick chase there. It did seem like Teo slid through rather easily against the Denver chase. And now Denver have the ball. And Vandenberg takes the line out. And the maul rolls just like that, where we thought San Diego had counted for 80. Now Denver have the ball with a chance to attack through McGee. Malifa steps off the right foot. He's met 10 out right under the goalpost. Timoteo Hermes drives it forward. Timoteo down the blind side. Skip past. Garrity can't reel that in. That's a knock on.
My apologies for that, Dan. And a sudden turn of events. They've turned the ball all the way down, and Denver find themselves 5 meters from the San Diego try line. So for the viewers at home, I apologize for that. I got so excited for Teo's fantastic run from his own 25, 30-meter mark. And we'll see if we can get a replay here of that move, that obstruction in front of Teo.
Yeah, let's take a look, Chad, and see exactly what they've got him for. We're looking for an obstructed player from Denver. There was a little check from Biden's there, it looked like.
Like Biden's a little push on the back of Casey Rock, which have maybe slowed him up and prevented him from making that tackle. Good spot there from the referee.
San Diego now, Tui Halamaka off the back of the scrum. Pete Dahl brings him down. Great tackle from the Kiwi.
Ball here, guys.
And that one finds touch just outside the 22. Denver will still be on the attack though. You reckon really take the wind out of the sails? Like San Diego playing such great rugby early on here. 30 minutes almost past the first half. It really has been all San Diego thinking they have 5 points. That one's not straight. But thinking they have 5 points, Chad, and it comes back for just a silly little indiscretion like that, it can really hurt the momentum of the game for San Diego.
It certainly can. The players were out celebrating with Teo, high-fiving, chest pumping, and Denver were back on the attack. And I tell you what, I spoke about this earlier. Denver just riding the wave. They know San Diego's going to come out hard early on. And Denver have been patient. The defense has been good. And they're sort of just riding the wave of San Diego. San Diego need to come away with some points so early on, or Denver are going to start turning the tides.
It's hard to believe just 3 points to 0 to San Diego. You really feel the score should be in the favour of the Southern Californians a lot more with the territory and possession they've had. There's Tui Halamaka. Penalty comes here. And this will help San Diego's cause. It will get them out of their own end. Almost a get-out-of-jail-free card here.
It certainly is, and comforting for the San Diego players knowing Morath is there. It's reassuring us knowing that there's a kicker, a dictator who can just keep the ball ahead of the pack, and he certainly does that well. He always pinpoints those corners and just keeps that ball ahead of his forward pack.
As he finds touch. Got 5 metres on the side of Denver's territory here. It's Tefetti. You'll have the line out. Casey Rock, he's such a presence in the line out as he steals that one. Vandenberg. May have lost that with a loose carry. Yes, Summers agrees. So he had looked for the offload there, Vandenberg perhaps. And San Diego forced the knock on. And they'll have to scrum here. Denver, a lot to work on if they're going to start putting on some points here.
Great spot there from Summers, the referee, who's right on the spot at the ruck time. Just picked up that knock on right away. Good stuff from Summers.
Big blind side here to work for San Diego as Tio shifts around.
Such an exciting player, Tio Dan. He gets us on the edge of our seat. Every time he gets the ball, he doesn't kick too often, so you'd expect him to run that ball back about 80% of the time.
Came from the sevens background. That's played for 15s for Belmont Short, just up the road, like you said. He really found his niche in sevens, and now he's adapted that explosive attack into the 15s game. Good hook there from Tefetti as he brings it back. Suniula, so tough to tackle one-on-one. Suniula breaks free. Thomas now with the ball. Morath, quick hands. Hermeses knocks that one back. We're coming back from accidental knock-on against Denver.
I don't know, Dan. That looked like a try-saving slap down. It could have even been an infringement, an intentional knockdown. We look, is he going in for the tackle, or is he trying to knock that ball up, try and retain possession on defense? Either way, good defense from Tahu. This is what I'm talking about. We'll see in the replay here. Does he get the pass away? This was slightly earlier on. Good offload. Purdens knows it. Here comes the quick ball. Just slightly out of our shot there. It was possibly an intentional knockdown, but Tahu is a clever player. He knew that if he didn't get that ball stopped, it would have been a try time.
Down the blind side, Purdon, Nguyen. Tahu lights Nguyen up there down the blind side. Still with San Diego, right in the 22 as they look to their left. Loose ball. Great turnover coming there for Denver. To Mateo. Comes across. McGee elects for the crossfield kick. McKenzie's in great position though, the Dragon. It's right into his lair. They're playing the advantage though with the penalty. And Denver will get a chance to clear this ball. But he was known for that Tamana Tahu, those big tackles. That rugby league background of his. Played a lot of football with the Newcastle Knights. State of origin with New South Wales. Played for Australia, League and Union. Very physical defender.
He's a massive guy. He's 35 years old, Dan, but you wouldn't know it. He plays like a 21-year-old. He's just a beast of a player. And like you said, dual code, 5 caps for Australian League and 5 caps for Australian Union. It's a massive achievement.
Talking to some of the Denver players, the local players, he's been such a big influence. As Denver lose that line out, and San Diego now with another chance to attack. They come down, Morath plays out the back. Leitanana, 13 on 13 as London meets him on the 40. Look how quick Charlie Purdon gets to the breakdown plays at a breakneck pace. Still with San Diego. That one's a little messy coming out the back. And the penalty comes their way there. Denver coming in through the side. And you would think, with About 8 minutes to play here, 7 minutes to play in this first half. An easy penalty for Morath, 40 out, pretty much in front of the post.
Yeah, no real win to talk of, Dan. His 40 yard is definitely inside Morath's range. I felt his last kick, he was hard done by. He struck it well and maybe just went right over the upright. This one he'll hope to make certain it goes right through the middle this time. But you spoke a little bit about Purdon. He's a great little player, Purdon. He follows the ball. He's about 2 meters behind the ball all game. He plays a really structured game, but he's naughty too. He'll sniff out those fringes too. We saw early on in about the 15-minute mark, he had a little snap himself. So, you know, if you don't keep him in check, he'll look to snap around those rucks as well.
Morath, 40 out, just to the left of the post. Better strike from the Tongan international. Flags go up 6 points to 0. And we talk about inspirational and influential imports. It's the important part. You've got to get these players from overseas. And you've got to give credit to Steve Lewis and his team who scoured the rugby universe to find these players. They could have got some big names, but they went for the guys who not only big names, great players, but great leaders, great locker room guys. That's what they look for to build the culture in this league. And they've done a fantastic job in Kurt Morath.
They have great stuff from Steve Lewis there and a great coup in Morath.
Dolina goes down against that ball. Tui Halamaka. One of the finds of the season, young Tui Halamaka was playing arena football before he found rugby. And I've given him the curse there as he forces the penalty. Hermeses bounces off the defender and he's left him strayed in his wake, the South African. McGee, flat pass, well picked up. The Archibald, they'll score Denver. They'll get the first try. San Diego shell-shocked here after the penalty. And it came from the big run from the young South African, Hanko Hermeses.
Hermeses was the key in this play, Dan. He shrugged off Suiala, and it was a great offload. It looked like he had caught him off guard. It's going to be a massive hit. Here he comes in for the big hit. And he shrugs him off. The ball goes out wide. The Archibald still got work to do. He beats a defender and he's through. It's the local boy, the Archibald from the Barbarians and the University of Colorado. I'm sure the boys up there will be high-fiving each other. Great stuff from him. Spent some time with the US Under 20s as well, and he'll be delighted to get on the scoreboard. Good stuff from the Archibald.
What a hit back from Denver. Right before halftime too. Always that dangerous time for teams just before the break. McGee. Conversion stays across the face, so San Diego retain the lead here, 6 points to 5. 37 minutes gone in the first half.
Dan, possession-wise, I'd say San Diego's probably had about 65-70% of the possession. Some controversy here with the touch judge coming in, talk to the referee.
Hold on, time's up,
Yeah,
time's up.
the referees actually awarded the conversion, even though the touch judge's flag stayed down. The referee was happy with it. Now he looks like he's checking in on Andrew Suniula as well, who was the man who came off second best. Not too many times in his career he's come off second best as the big man Andrew Suniula, but Hanko Hermeses getting it done, the young South African.
Absolutely, they're both massive men, around 240 pounds clashing there.
Good restart to Vising. Another man from the Southern Hemisphere. Big South African influence. Perhaps something to do with the great Andre Snyman being in Denver as well. And Tio now, can he replicate? Elects to drop this one on the right foot. Denver, 4 strong on the counter here though. The Archibald will take his time. Turns back the clock 20 years as he finds the torpedo and drives this out towards the halfway line. San Diego's line out just inside Denver's half.
Good restart there by Vising. He's a skilled player. He's been working hard on his skills, and he's a fantastic player. Good to see that retake from him. Settle the nerves and get Denver back onto the halfway line.
Good line out. Comes over the back. A lot of pressure there coming from Denver as this one's towed forward. We're going for the initial knock on though. Both ways. Advantage coming to San Diego. as they'll have this scrum just on the Denver side of halfway and a chance to attack here right before the halftime break. How important would some points for San Diego be right here?
Dan, it would be massive. If you were to tell me that the score would be 7 points to 6 to Denver, I would think you're crazy. The amount of action we've had, the amount of running rugby we have, you would think it'd be a much high-scoring game, but the fact that it's only 6 points to 7 leads me to believe that thing is going to open up in the second half. San Diego would be delighted to come away from a try here right before the halftime. They deserve it. They've had about 65-70% of the possession today.
Well, they're very flat indeed. As Nguyen goes for a run. Oh, Malifa introduces him to his left shoulder.
Malifa may be in trouble here, Dan. Looks like he wasn't able to get the wrap going.
Separate.
Oh, they hug it out there.
Captain,
Definitely
stay
some
right
rugby
here.
sportsmanship
Stay right
going
here.
on there, but Summers is still not happy with this. I don't believe he gets his arm around in time. Here comes Malifa with the hit. It's important that he wraps his shoulders. Does he get the wrap?
Clarifying what I saw.
It's hard to get the wrap when a player flies away from you so quickly, Dan.
He falls from the collision so quickly. His arms definitely made the wrapping motion.
He looked like he attempted the wrap. Summers is definitely going to have a word to him, and we'll look closely to his pocket here to see if he reaches for that card.
Taking him high. There's no wrap.
And yellow card comes away at Malifa. Even the home crowd, you can hear them right in front of us here, begging the referee not to yellow card him. They want to see these collisions.
It's a better angle for us, Dan. We'll see if he gets the wrap. It's a massive collision. I just feel like Malifa's body position is in a good position. He's kind of leaning forward, and he looks like he tries to go for that wrap. I know his brother, Nessie Malifa, will be watching closely in the Pinehurst of North Carolina, possibly agreeing with me, not his brother.
Yeah, those Malifa boys, they were born with concrete in their shoulders. They can both hit well above their body weight. Taku Nguyen has been in camp for a long time with both of those young gentlemen. He knows better than most not to run at a Malifa brother.
Taku himself is a hard man, Dan. You know Taku for his speed. You know the brilliant try scored against Brian Habana in 2007 in the World Cup. He's always known for speed, but he's a hard man too. He's tough as nails as the Guena.
Now Morath with a chance to reclaim the lead here for San Diego right before halftime. Flags go up. 3 points on the board. 9 points to 7 here, right at the halftime break, as San Diego will go into the sheds with a 2-point lead over Denver after 40 minutes of action at Torero Stadium. Don't go away when we come back. All the action of the second half coming right your way. And welcome back to Torero Stadium in beautiful San Diego, California, where the home team lead 9 points to 7 over Denver after 40 minutes of action here. Back with the second half in just a moment. Denver playing some tactics here, still in the dressing room, trying to eke out a bit of extra time, maybe some last-minute strategic planning going on from them. San Diego already back on the field, staying loose and staying limber. A little bit of tactics here from Denver, though.
Yeah, naughty stuff from Denver there, little mind games. But, you know, you can get away with it. Do anything you can, Dan. Just a beautiful afternoon here in San Diego. Little to no wind to speak of. About 68, 70 degrees, and just a perfect afternoon for some running rugby. Pretty low-scoring first half. Defense was really good, but excited to say I bet would see it'll open up some running rugby here in the second half, Dan. I'm sure we'll see some tries here in the second half.
Well, let's hope so. And one of the beautiful concepts that they've come up with this season, Chad, is the name your team. San Diego and Denver will have names going forward for next season. You need to get online. Today is the last day of voting, so get online, prorugby.org. Name your team. The options are up there, all the teams. Narrowed it down to 3 options earlier this week. 2 of them here, San Diego and Denver. I believe the Breakers was one of the favorites for San Diego, and the Vipers for Denver, the Denver Vipers.
I do enjoy the Denver Vipers. Nice little cobra snake or something out there.
Playing off maybe some dodgeball fame there, the purple cobras of White Goodman, the evil director of Globo Gym, directing his dodgeball team to almost victory over Average Joes. Will the Average Joes from San Diego get victory over the Purple Vipers from Denver today?
Dan, there's a great line there. Got some word here. Denver about a minute out, Dan, so we're getting closer. I see them coming down pitch side.
Very important game for Denver. A win here would leave San Diego stranded at 4-2, take them to 6-0. They have a very generous schedule in terms of home games. It's been somewhat of a fortress, hasn't it? Denver, they just recently moved their field over to Cyberfield at DU, but still, teams coming up to 5,200 feet as we look at the standings. In Denver, perfect 5-0 thus far this season. San Diego, Chad, you mentioned that in the pregame, their only blemish came at the hands of Denver.
Yeah, and it was a tight game too, Dan. It could have gone either way. It was the 80th minute of that game in May where Denver got the upper hand over San Diego. Literally 1 foot from the try line, and it could have been a different result. But the standing stood. Denver 22, San Diego 16 in week 3.
We see Atam Malifa was just on your screen, still yellow carded for the early parts of this second half for that no-wrap tackle on Taku Nguenya.
Yeah, controversial stuff. You could tell Nguyen wasn't too upset about it. They had a good little hug out and shake of the hand afterwards. It's just beautiful stuff. You see that in rugby. If that was soccer, they'd be rolling around the floor complaining for a penalty. Taku Nguyen jumped to his feet, shook the hand, respected the tackle, and went on with it.
Oh, if that hit was in soccer, he'd be calling for the defibrillator. He would be on the ground in cardiac arrest, not knowing what to do. As Will McGee, the fly half at Denver in the purple strip, will get us restarted. Waiting for the whistle of Derek Summers. 40 minutes of actions left. Week 8, Pro Rugby is underway again here in the second half. Tui Alamaka. He takes the ball just outside his 22. Stolen though from Bauman. The man with the most impressive hair in Pro Rugby. That flowing mullet of his. Some say that's where he derives his power. Just like Samson in the mythological days. Khremeses. Kick and go inside the 40 now. Timoteo will keep the forwards going. Looks like Wallace there. Good defense from San Diego. Timoteo, tough pass. McGee lets that one go. Can't get a handle on it. Under pressure. Thomas. Still with Denver. They lost 10 though. Timoteo goes to his right. Flat pass. Khremeses. Big contact coming in from Bidens. They've got numbers here though. D'Archville throws a dummy. Gets the offload. London. Great tackle there. Brings him down midfield. That was McKenzie. Put his body on the line there to bring London down. He may have come off second best, the Dragon. Still sprayed out on the floor along with Nguyen. 2 players down. As McGee recognises that and comes down the blind side. London tripped up. Finds Pete Dahl, the hard man from New Zealand. Inside the 40 now for Denver. Timoteo back to midfield. Nguyen in all sorts of trouble. Grabbing at his hand. McKenzie slowly finding his way back out to the wing. Vandenberg with the ball. Offloads it back. McGee. Little kick through. Great stuff from Tui Samoa to stop that kick. And now San Diego. Little knock on coming their way. Probably not a great option to kick the ball away there from McGee. You'd think, especially with 2 players on the wings, both injured for San Diego, it was time to attack.
It was certainly time to attack, and nervous stuff for San Diego. Both wingers, Taku Nguyen and Phil McKenzie, massive collision. Both players stand down. Nguyen holding his wrist, and McKenzie looked like he just got his bell rung there, Dan. Stoppage in play. They're both probably happy about this stoppage.
Over there.
Physical therapists are out.
Him.
Tending to a couple San Diego players. Some stressful time here for San Diego. Denver, great time for them to pounce on this. With 2 players looking a little shaky at the time, both out in the wings. Biden's getting some treatment too. Great player, Biden's. We talked about his massive mullet and his good furry hair. 12 caps for Canada. He's got some international experience. A lot of international experience out here today, Dan. San Diego has 12 internationals on the field. Denver 11. Here we see the replay. London takes it up. Casey Rock with the take up. Biden's good ruck, and this is where Timoteo gets the ball out.
Ball with Timoteo now. Scrum inside the 40 for Denver.
Bang!
Always got the feeling that they were on the back foot the entire first half. Very fortunate to find themselves just down by 2 here at halftime. The tide may turn, and it may turn drastically. As Timoteo shifts it across to the right. McGee turns it back inside to the Rhinoceros. London. Rock. Timoteo now into the pocket, finds Tar. Moves it to his left. McGee throws a dummy. Tui Samoa cuts off his options on the outside. Still with Denver. Advantage coming their way. And there's the penalty. Well within kicking range. Early points on the table here for Denver early on in the second half.
Denver need to change some tactic here. Are they going to kick for the corner, or are they going to waste some time? They are missing a man. Malifa's off, probably about 6 more minutes left in the bin. So a good time just to waste a full minute here as McGee opts for the 3 points. Smart option here from Denver. You know, it's always a nerve-wracking time when you're down a man. You've got to manage that clock. Denver doing well, keeping the ball close to the pack, managing that clock, and especially when you get a penalty, it allows you to burn that full minute. The kicker does have a minute to kick for uprights. So you'll be able to burn through a full minute of time with his man in the sin bin. Malifa will be itching to get back on. Probably another 5 minutes left for him.
You see those guys with the flags, if those flags go up, then you run in the middle and leave it in. You see if
There's a strike from McGee.
those flags go up.
Flags go up. 3 more points on the board for Denver. They reclaim the lead, 10 points to 9 after 4 minutes here in the second half.
Mickey will be happy with that strike. The boys back in Otley in England will be happy, high-fiving his previous club in England, Otley, famous rugby club. Spent some time out there, spent some time in the Leeds Academy as well in the north of England. Experienced rugby player McGee, now playing his trade in Denver.
Morath goes deep with this restart. Into the sun, Tahu goes right through him, Tahu. And that's the benefit of kicking into that setting sun in the west there. As he loses that ball, now San Diego with a chance to strike right back through Morath. Ball comes down as they take it inside the 22. Purdon moves to his left. Tuisamoa. When Tai Tuisamoa is busy, San Diego is doing well. They need to get him ball. Opportunities to the right. The penalty comes though. And you think Kurt Morath will want to have a shot from here.
Dan, yeah, it's an interesting tactic here. Do they have the shot or do they take advantage of that one man? They are upper man, could potentially get this ball out and have the overlap out wide. They go for the smart, sensible option and the 3 points. Just shows the respect they have for Denver. Even with a man down, they opt for the 3 points.
Even after the territory and the possession they had in the first half, were unable to crack the line. We thought Mike Teo had got a long-range try that was called back for an obstruction. So Denver's defense, definitely one that deserves to be respected. San Diego showing them that respect here by electing to take 3 points. Kurt Morath, Pro Rugby's leading scorer, will have this shot just outside the 22.
All San Diego's points have come from Morath. Show why he's the leading point scorer here in this tournament.
Strike is good. Crowd likes it. Flags are up. 3 more points as they retake the lead. 12 points to 10. 6 minutes gone here in the second half. San Diego leading. Denver still down 1 player as the interchanges start rolling. Zach Fenolio comes on for Wallace.
Fenolio, impact play. He'll be looking to make a real big impact here early on. He's got fresh legs. Look to see him make some big carries up here this afternoon.
Restart goes deep. Bauman, such a beast of a man. Swallows Hatsuka there. Comes back to Morath. Drives this deep. Oh, Vandenberg. Looking like he's feeling a deep mid-off there. Playing for the Proteas. D'Archville goes deep. Purdon does well to field it. Can't get the ball away. Takes contact inside his 40. Bidens. Forwards. Get busy through Tefetti. Good run from Tefetti. Purdon to Samoa. Beautiful low tackle from Fenolio brings him down just outside his own 40. Look for the clearing kick off Morath. Goes high. Chase from Nguenya. McGee's underneath it. And perfectly timed from Nguenya. McGee fields that one right in the mouth of the lion, teeth and all. Khremeses beats the first. Sometimes it's tough to remember young Khremeses, only 20 years of age, playing out here against grown men. That ball goes off the knees, and there's the penalty. London playing that ball in front of the Denver player, Fenolio.
Chad London upset with referee Summers there, but he was right on the spot. I think it was a good option. He did kick the ball forward slightly, and London caught himself just accidentally in front of the player. I tell you what though, the hit from Taku Nguenya there, a fantastic hit from him. He timed it well. He knew he could not tackle the player in the air. He timed it, he waited for this player for his feet to hit the ground, and as soon as they did, he smashed him. McGee will feel that tomorrow.
Now Morath with a chance to extend the lead here for San Diego. His easiest kick of the day, right in front. 20 out.
Yeah, next gear.
The effects of this physical encounter showing. A lot of the players getting treatment from the physio. Nguenya, big bag of ice on the cheekbone. Morath. Great strike, flags go up. 15 points to 10. 9 minutes gone in the second half. Denver, they come back to a full complement of 15 now as Ata Malifa rejoins the action.
Just a 3-point difference there, Dan, with Malifa off the field. He's gone for 10 points. And San Diego only able to score 6 points while he is off. Denver got a 3-point penalty too, which wasted a minute. So Malifa won't be too disappointed with his time off the field.
Dolinar, he pulls down that restart. Purdon Missing their usual 9 in Bliss. Picked up a nasty knock last week. Now Morath goes deep. Yarchevov fields that. Finds Vandenberg. Vandenberg charges into the defense over the halfway now. To Mateo. McGee finds Malifa. Malifa, London. London leaves that one behind him. Not sure what happened there to young Chad London. Looks like he just lost that ball. And now San Diego look to counterattack. Picked off by Wiesing. The lock forwards intercepted. It's a foot race. They're not going to catch the young South African. He puts it down under the post. And that's a try for Denver.
Great stuff from Wiesing. The boy born in Hong Kong, raised in South Africa. He's been delighted. The Hilton College boy, the black and white stripes from Hilton College. He capitalizes on the interception. Here he is. He times his run well. Wiesing comes out the corner of your eye, takes it. He's got about 40 meters to go. Purdon gives up. He knows the lanky South African's got the legs to carry him over. And the Hilton boy will take it in. The boys back in South Africa will be cheering for Wiesing. Great stuff from him.
And a nice hit back after 2 penalties for San Diego there. McGee with a chance to convert right in front of the posts. No mistakes. Denver in the lead now, 17-15 after 11 in the second.
And Dan, I have a feeling it's going to be back and forth like the second half, which is going to be exciting for the fans here. We came in at the halftime with a 1-point difference, and it's been back and forth the first 10 minutes of the second half. Exciting half an hour of rugby left.
Couple of substitutions. Conrad on now for San Diego. One of the big changes that came late was the ruling out of Tim Stanfield, the usual winger, and he was replaced by Zach Pangelian, a name that's very familiar to local fans, one of the absolute superstars of domestic rugby here in the USA. Denver do well. They field that kickoff. Garrity. To Mateo, pleading for a penalty. The veteran 9. His cries are answered by Summers as he blows the whistle, and it will be a penalty for Denver just outside their 22.
Good stuff there from Mateo. He's always in the referee's ear. He's a naughty little player, but he's a smart player too. He'll get in that referee's ear. Sometimes the referees will try and calm him down, talk to the captain, have Mateo pipe down a little bit, but he's always out there getting in the ref's ear, letting them know what he sees.
I'm glad. I'm sure a lot of these players are glad that you're not Santa Claus, Chad Erskine, because a lot of these players are very naughty. Here's the maul now for Denver, taking it up towards halfway. To Mateo. Vandenberg steps back inside away from Morath. Back into traffic. To Mateo, to the right. Bauman. Bauman. Every time he touches the ball, I'm not sure what's the more impressive feature, the moustache or the mullet. Wiesing, the try scorer, is absolutely crunched by Tafeti. Here comes the penalty though, coming in from the side. And referee Summers, he's going to call timeout here for a little chat. Maybe a little fed up with these indiscretions from San Diego.
It looks like he's having a talk to the captain, Phil McKenzie. Wants to settle things down a little bit.
Number 2. And number 7.
Make sure that players are keeping their hits low.
Both of you too aggressive at the
Not
breakdown.
sliding up and sneaking above that
Okay,
shoulder.
that's 2 penalties now in a row. Yeah, please straighten up. Okay, it's clear if you're going to contest for possession, contest for the
Hands are good though. You see that?
Now Biden's the Canadian international.
Here's the replay. Didn't look like a bad hit there, Dan. I think it's the follow-up ruck where the players are just going diving right off their feet that Summers is not happy with.
It's gorgeous Bruce Thomas there. Comes in from the side.
Gorgeous Bruce. The ladies love him. He just loves that try line. That's all he sniffs off.
Well, he is spoken for, just to be clear to all the lady viewers at home tuning in. Don't get any ideas.
Right.
He's a fantastic player too, Bruce Thomas. Spent a lot of time up in San Francisco. Now finds his way down the Pacific coast to San Diego. There he is in your screen. Absolute workhorse. Wiesing, the try scorer. Brings that line out down to Mateo. Cross to his left. McGee lets a few go. Floats one out. Diarchibald. Tahu. Steps back inside, Tahu shrugs away from Lantanana. Finally dragged down outside the 22. To Mateo. Great tip on. Vandenberg showing some silky skills there to find Bauman. To Mateo, McGee. Out the back, Malifa. No support with Malifa. Has to go himself into contact there. San Diego doing well here to realign. McGee drops this in. Looking for the chase. Hatsuka does well to get that back to Tio. And here comes the danger man on the counter. Kicks this one down. Judge ball over his shoulder. Fantastic catch from the fullback. He puts this one high. Just him and Tahu on the chase. Ball comes down. Tui Halamaka. Grassing tackle. As the Archville brings the big man down. And now the counter ruck comes. Denver force a turnover. Ball spills out now. Vandenberg goes back to the safety of his troops. Smart play there from the Springbok. Malifa floats one out. London drifts across field, charges into the defense. That's better stuff from London. Kremeses. To Mateo. Wiesing. Big contact coming in on Wiesing. Now McGee at the back. Tahu taps that one on quickly. Fenolio finds himself out on the wing. A comedy of errors coming in there from Denver. And Summers decides he's going to go with the knock on. We're going to have a scrum down. But that's great defense from San Diego that forced that error.
It was fantastic stuff from San Diego. It got a little scrappy. Takuno Nguyen and Summers having a little harsh words there. Here's the replay. Tap on. Nguyen goes for the ball. He feels like he's hard done by. He felt like Wanenberg was in front of the player, rightfully so. Summers is on the spot, sees the little knock forward.
When you're looking for the penalty there, for playing the ball in front of the player. Not forthcoming. As Wiesing, after he took some heavy contact earlier, rejoins the pack.
A lot of tired players out there, Dan. We're in that period of play right at that 60-minute mark where players are starting to fatigue. The legs are getting heavy now. Good time to bring on some impact players, some substitutions. We've noticed players a little slower to get to the breakdown now.
Burden with the put in. Big scrum from Denver. As Tui Halamaka takes that ball going backwards. Morat lets two go. Turns it back inside. Laetanana. Tui Samoa. Still with San Diego. Ball spills out. Thomas does well. Goes back. Penalty though. In from the side. Chance here for San Diego just to breathe a little. Down by 2 after 16 here in the second half. And he's going to take a look at the posts here, Morat. This is right at the fringe of his range too, Chad.
I'd say, Dan, this is definitely right at the fringe range. Probably about 45, 46 meters with a slight angle. This is going to be right on his range. Possibly a little bit of a breeze helping him in his back. But possibly more just an opportunity for Morath just to settle the nerves a little bit. It's getting a little chaotic out there. And an opportunity just to settle things down for Denver. And put them a point ahead, which would be huge for them at this point. They've played a lot of the territory in their own half the second half. They need to get down into this Denver half to get some points.
Big kick for Morath here. About 47-48 as the crow flies. Great strike of the ball. And you can tell by the crowd, that kick is good. San Diego retaking the lead by 1, 18-17 after 18 minutes here in the second half.
I'll tell you what, Dan, I take my words and I eat them. He smashed that kick. He could have put it on the 50-meter line and still made that penalty. It was a massive, I talked about a strike early on and he struck that one beautifully.
Well, in the Southern Hemisphere, we have Weet-Bix. They have Wheaties up here in the Northern Hemisphere, and he looks like he's probably had a box, maybe a box and a half this morning for breakfast. Absolutely pounded that ball as McGee gets us restarted.
Talking about pounding, McGee's pounded that one over the touchline. A little too much meat on that kick.
That's the little errors that start sneaking in as fatigue. The old saying that fatigue makes cowards of men. And it really does test you. And such an enthralling, high-paced battle that's gone on thus far for 60-odd minutes. Now, those little one-percenters. You start to see the players who do the extras at training, who cut corners. They're the ones who are found out, or the ones that win you the game. And that man with the ball there, Purdon, did just that 3 weeks ago against Ohio in the 82nd minute. Is he going to be the difference here today for San Diego?
Sneaky little play, Dan. Give him the opportunity, he's going to take it. What options you have from the midfield for him?
Goes for the box kick off the deep. Splits 15 and winger. And that's a nice little kick from Purdon. Picks up an easy 30 meters there inside the 22 now of Denver.
Great option from Purdon. He saw the space, he saw the real estate down there, and he picked it perfectly. Great kick from Purdon, executed well. They find themselves in the Denver 22.
Fenolio goes to Dahl. Collins on the field now, does well to secure that. Vandenberg away from Morath. Morath stays with him though. They drive him into the dirt. Collins. Athletic loose forward, Logan Collins from the Denver Barbarians. Finds Malifa. Drops it onto the right foot. Almost charged down. Tio. Need a good kick chase for him. Tio slices through again. Mike Tio. One to beat out wide. Carly Conrad. And that's a try for San Diego.
He did it in the first half, Dan, and he did it again this time. The first half didn't count, but the second half does. Mike Tio, you never keep an eye off him because he will capitalize on it. Excellent stuff from Tio. He has the kick. He finds the big man in front of him again. This straight through with a goose step, and he's got numbers out wide. Fantastic stuff from Tio. In the corner. Great stuff from Tio.
Every Monday when teams go do their video sessions, they put up the whiteboard. When you play San Diego, #1 point, do not kick down the middle to Mike Tio. It has to be the #1 rule when you play San Diego. You cannot give that guy the ball with time and space.
It absolutely has to be, Dan. And if you are, you've got to follow that up. That defensive line has to be so concrete and so straight. You cannot have a little gap in that line. It needs to be like the traffic up R5 on a Friday afternoon, bumper to bumper.
Yeah, we sat through that traffic today. Absolute torture, getting a little taste of California traffic. But San Diego giving Denver a little bit of taste of their counterattack as they stretch it out. 23-17, kick to come here from Morak. Conversion stays away there. Score remains 23 points to 17. 22 minutes gone here in the second half. And the first game between these two sides came right down to the 80 minute. I'm expecting something very similar here today. Restart. Well fielded by San Diego. Morath will clear. Purdon. Back to the fly half and Morath. Vandenberg fields this. Straight ahead. Spills that one forward. Thomas goes back for it. And we're going back for the double knock on. And what about the contrast, Chad, and the counterattack? Vandenberg versus Tio. You couldn't pick two so different players.
You could not. You could see Vandenberg a little frustrated there. He's trying to get that 50-50 offload. He's trying to get his arms through the tackle. You can tell he's trying to create something there, whereas Tio uses his goose step to get through. Tell you what though, Coach Mitchell, he's got to be delighted with the form of some of these players I chat today, Dan, especially Tio. You see when he gets the ball in space, he can light up the defense. So Mitchell's got to be happy with that. Couple of stand-up players here in this squad.
Fine.
San Diego just on their own side of halfway here with Purdon. As we noted that Denver missing their first string halfback in Nicky Kruger. Picked up a knee injury, will be out for the year. What a luxury though, having Timoteo as his backup. Back to Morath. San Diego happy to play the territory game now. And that's a great bounce for Morath. Looking more like a leg spinner on a slow turning Mumbai pitch as he gets that one to break to the left.
He does. Good ball, Warney. Great little pitch from him, but he, like I talked about earlier, Dan, he's dictating this game. He sits back in the pocket and he looks for that space in the corners and he just pins that Denver defense back. Great stuff from Morath. Substitutions coming on for Denver. See Peter Dahl, the workhorse, the hard man. He comes off. Good work from him today.
Another great performance. North goes up high for this ball. Not straight, it seems. Now a little bit of push and shove going on from the players. And again, no surprise that Charlie Purdon is involved. He was under John Quill's collar all week last week. Quill gets himself a red card. And it seems as though Purdon heavily involved again.
Purdon, the Grahamstown boy. Spent some time just up the road here in Santa Monica. Great little rugby club, Santa Monica. They've done well, always performing well in the first division.
Crouch!
A good run with them back in 2005. They won the championship then and 2006. Their 10-year reunion last night. A couple of the players were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Great little rugby club. Passionate people up there in Santa Monica. Had a fantastic time with them up there.
Go the Dolphins.
Dolphins. Stu Cohn, Doug Bratcher, two coaches up there. Just absolute passion for the game.
There we go.
There's a lot of guys in American rugby with that Dan. Just passionate guys. Live and breathe the game, and it's just great to see. Sleeping Giant has to awaken soon.
Crouch!
Big moment coming up here. 14 to play. San Diego in the lead. Purdon feeds a scrum. Denver do well as Tui Halamaka. Clement says all over Tui Halamaka. The strength of this young 20-year-old. Outstanding. Confetti goes short. Tui Samoa looks like he's lost that ball. Summers agrees. All things considered, tip of the hat to Summers today. Derek Summers, what an outstanding performance from the young referee. Can be very tough in these games. They're very, very tight, very close. I think he's really let this game flow today.
He has. He's done a great job, Dan. Not only is the game tight, but the tension is so high. The players are at each other's throat. He's managed to just calm it, the tension, able to cut with a knife, but he has just been fantastic. He's been on the spot with every play. I think he's called a great game here today, as Summers. We talk about that, says the thing that's most concerning to me is he still needs to grow. He's only 20 years old. He's probably got some more growing to do, which is a frightening thing. But good for USA Rugby. I believe I only stopped growing at about 27, I think, Dan.
We got new players and we're having all kinds of new issues, all right?
Summers
Set it out.
blows this one up. A couple of minutes coming up here for Denver. They've made some more changes. Luke White comes on.
Crouch!
Interesting to see White on the bench today. Usually starts. He's a guy that warms up to the action. Will like to play 65, 70 minutes. Very damaging ball runner. See if he can find his way into the game here. Malifa, there's that step. Purdon though. Big tackle coming in from the scrum half. Mateo, cross to Collins. Doliner does well, brings him down. To Mateo, back to his left, floating past London. Can't pick it up. Referee Summers happy to play on. That one goes back. Now gets the call from the AR, which I think was the correct call. Looked like a little knock on from London. And much to the amusement, or the applause, I should say, of the San Diego crowd as that call goes their way. And they know as time continues to soak away here, things looking very good for the home team.
There are about 11.5 minutes left, Chad Dan. San Diego putting some great pressure. They're timing the defense well. A rush defense there. couple of players down with cramp now. It's warm day here, Dan. Players are starting to feel the effects of the heat here. Trying to hydrate. Purdon there. He's been all over the field again. We talked about him earlier, about 2 meters behind the ruck. Purdon's down, cramping up a little bit. Great defense there. Good pressure from San Diego. Now they get an opportunity to attack from about 20 meters out on the right-hand side of the field. A little blind side. I'm sure they'll use the open space. Mike Teo out wide.
Have something to drink, have something to eat. We'll show you a game day ticket. 15% off the entire bill. That's at the local.
Now Purdon getting a little bit of attention. Looking at their bench, I'm not too sure what they would do. They have to do some reshuffling through the back line if Purdon were to go down. You've got Pangelian who can go to 10, maybe slot him in at 9.
Teo spent some time at 9 as well, so Mikey Teo could come in at 9. They've got some options.
Fine.
11 minutes left to play here at Torero Stadium. Big clash. San Diego desperate for this win. Ball spills out. Timoteo all over that ball. Great stuff from the veteran. Now Denver on their own 22. Need to take this 78 meters. Fenolio gets low. Good body height from the hooker. Comes down. McGee drops it onto his left. Makes it bounce. Kick chase, a lot better this time. Teo elects to go high. Nguenu on the chase. Vandenberg underneath it. And he's absolutely monstered off the ball. Referee says play on. And now the penalty comes to Denver. A fairly fortuitous penalty, I thought, as Timoteo was in all sorts of trouble to retain possession there.
It was touch and go. Summers is right on the spot. Did Timoteo duck under that tackle, or did it just slip up from Takano Nguenu? Here comes the replay. Wanenberg and Nguenu both compete for the ball, so there's both players in the air. Doesn't matter who comes down. Timoteo jumps up. Does he duck under this tackle of Purdon? Looks like he's on his feet. I think it's a good call from Summers. Purdon, both about the same height. Maybe Purdon's got an inch or two on Timoteo. I feel like Purdon needed to keep that down. He slipped up the shoulder. Great stuff from Timoteo there.
That's my bad, Chad. He's got him for the high tackle. Fair call. Good work from Summers. Denver now with the ball. Purdon flirting with danger again, that little scrum half. Loves sneaking around the side. Knock on from San Diego at the line out, though. We're going to pack a scrum. As we drift into the last 10 minutes here to play at Torero Stadium. San Diego up by 6. Denver needing a converted try here. And Purdon, he has been struggling for the last 5 or 6 minutes, Chad. I think he's got a knock, and it's definitely hurting the young scrum half.
It certainly is, Dan. He's gone down. I see his knee is heavily strapped, and it looks like it's strapped down his calf as well. I'm not sure if it's cramp or if he's got some sort of muscle injury there, but he has gone down a couple times. He's been a workhorse today, Purdon. He's been all over the park. It's definitely taking a toll on his body this late in the game. Tell you what, though, Timoteo jumped on that scrum. You could see the experience of the man, the 39-year-old. Was that the turning point in the game? Excellent stuff from Timoteo. They get to feed this line, the scrum here, right on the halfway line.
Fine.
Big scrum for Denver. Their forwards pretty solid today. San Diego have definitely matched them in the pack, though, 1 through 8. It's the back line of Denver that need to get firing as Timoteo goes short to London. Breaks some tackles. Thomas, his heavily taped elbow. Looks like he's taken a knock there, Bruce Thomas. That would be the 3rd player from San Diego left injured from trying to tackle Chad London today. Malifa on the outside now. Denver inside San Diego's half. 8 minutes left to play. Down by 6.
Lost.
Timoteo down the blind side. Tough pass. Well handled. Croy still on his feet. Drives another 5 meters. Timoteo quickly finds Rock. Across. McGee. Oh, great tackle from Nguenu to shut down Vandenberg. Still driving the big South African across field.
7, no!
Denver Back to McGee. Plays territory, kicks it into the corner. Good chase coming. Ball sits up. Coetzee! Can he go all the way? Dragged down just meters short. He's reached out. Summers says it's a try. What a play from Denver. From the clouds above, Coetzee comes and swoops on the ball for a try.
In a sudden turn of events, Dan, it's Denver who take it in. San Diego, a little lackadaisical. They think the kick's going into touch, and it's Coetzee who jumps on it. He has the kick from McGee. The ball just sits up. Tio a little lackadaisical about this, think it's going out, and it's Coetzee, the big man from South Africa. Gets the handoff. He's got some work to do, and he's over. The ball touches the white line, and it's a try. You can't really fault Summers for that. Great try from Denver. And what a sudden turn of events, Dan. I thought San Diego's tails were up and they were going to finish strong, but it's Denver's back in this game, 23-22 with a kick to come.
What a nightmare bounce for Tio there. The spiral torpedo kick off the boot of McGee looked like it was going over the sideline for your T-money. And it takes a nasty bounce. Coetzee flying through. Tio, maybe some question marks on him promoting that ball for a second time. McGee, what a conversion this is. Strike. Flags go up. Denver take the lead. 24 points to 23.
McGee kicks it when it counts, Dan. It's a great conversion from him under pressure with just 6 minutes to go. The boys in Otley are going to be high-fiving and chest pumping for him. Great stuff. Here's the replay. The bounce, the ball just holds up, and it's Coetzee who jumps on it, and he brushes Tio out the way. He's got work to do. There's no knock there. He controls the ball, grounds it well, and it's an excellent try from Coetzee.
Denver retake the kickoff. To Mateo. Back to McGee in the pocket. Drops on the right foot. Conrad. Already won second half try, Conrad. Tio, here's the danger man. White does well, the big prop. Itsuka moves it across now. Flat pass, Dolina. Good contact from Tahu. They need numbers though. London calls for reinforcements. Conrad. He's well met by... Looks like Rock and London over the top of him there. Tui Samoa. Charges into the line as Brody Orr. And here comes the penalty. Play is still strewn over the playing surface here. This game really is a war of attrition, taking its toll on both sides.
It is, Dan, and what an exciting stuff for pro rugby. Just showing the magnitude of this game. Top of the table clash, number 1 versus number 2, and you can show it in the points. Denver 24, San Diego 23. You couldn't ask for a more exciting finish with just 4 minutes to play. Anything can happen here, Dan.
Well, it's shades of the first time these two teams clashed, as Denver was forced to defend their try line in the death to take victory. Up by 1 point here. 4 minutes left to play. So many weapons in the San Diego lineup, though.
Time's up.
Tui Samoa still down hurt as Summers stops the clock.
Mike Tio's gone into the scrum half role. We spoke about it earlier. He has spent some time at scrum half. I believe he's capped for the USA as a 9 as well. So he can interchange pretty well between fullback and scrum half.
Time on.
Here we go, big line out. Tui Samoa does well to bring that down. Morath inside Nguyen, great tackle from Fenolio. Well, he's read that like a 7-year-old reading Dr. Seuss, easy peasy. And now, Tio in at 9. Will be a player they need to watch as Tui Halamaka goes forward but spills the possession. And Denver, they'll have a scrum here. They'll pack it nice and slow. And that was a big hit coming in from the fly half McGee that forced that error.
It is. Tulamaka's a massive man at 275 pounds. He probably outweighs McGee by about 100 pounds, but he puts in a big hit and a telling time to do it with 3 minutes to play. Denver, they've just got to manage the clock here. They're still in their own red zone. They need to get out of it, so they may have to push possession San Diego's way. Only 2.5 minutes left here, Dan. Exciting stuff.
Bind! Set!
Ball goes in from Timoteo.
Advantage.
Across London.
Collapsing.
Great run from London. He's lifting his hand up when his team needs him most. Cremeses. He goes forward as well. McGee drops this on the boot. They're going to play territory. San Diego are going to have to take this. 75.
Give no one here. Give no one here.
Go for the quick there. He's trying to catch Tamana Tahu inside the 5 for the penalty, but Summers, they're going to play the line out instead.
What an exciting 2 minutes we have left there. And San Diego have to take this ball about 75 meters. It's going to be a big ask for them. 1 point down. All they need is a penalty within Morat's range, and we know that's right around the halfway mark. Exciting stuff.
Go short, Tui Halamaka. White does well, contains the big 8 man.
No three,
Still
no!
with San Diego. Tui Samoa.
Away, purple, leave it!
Denver. Strong defensive line. They're going to have to pick up territory off the foot here. Morath goes deep. Into the sun, looking for another mistake. Tahu. He doesn't drop this one. Here goes Tamana Tahu. Onto the right foot. Chase coming through from Croy.
Backward.
Oh, it's spilled. They flip it back inside. And now Denver with a chance to attack. Timoteo goes to McGee. Oh, very educated kick there from young McGee. It sits up perfectly. Pangelian goes back. Big contact coming in though on Pangelian. And he takes him down just meters out from San Diego's line now. Tio does all he can to get this one over the sideline. Not a great result though for San Diego, as Denver will chew up another 30 seconds here and have the line out inside San Diego's 22.
Last 30 seconds of the game. Denver just have to close this up by taking the ball down, holding them all for about 30 seconds, and Mosey Timoteo can just look for about the 6th row in the stands and just punt that ball out and secure this game.
Must secure the line out. They go to their target and rock. Here comes the maul.
Hey, come on.
Canolio at the back.
New ball.
Scoots down the blind side. Still with Denver. They would like to seal this game up with a try. Happy to play the phases right now though. Another pick and go. Timoteo with one eye on the clock. And again with Denver. Recycling possession. 10 seconds left on the clock.
4 away, 5 away.
Still with Denver.
Lead at 7.
Timoteo will be asking Summers.
Back up.
Back. McGee to the sideline. Focus on Summers. There's full time. Denver are going to win it by the slimmest of margins, 24 points to 23. 2 wins in a row at Torero Stadium from the men from the Mile High City.
Great stuff from Denver there. Holding out, educated, managed the clock well. It was a great battle of top of the table clash. Number 1 and number 2, 24 to 23 to Denver, keeping that top with 6 wins to them. 6-0, Denver hold off. Great stuff from them.
And as Denver improve to 6-0 of the season from Torero Stadium, where Denver has defeated San Diego 24 points to 23. On behalf of Chad Erskine and our entire crew at Pro Rugby USA, I'm Dan Power saying that's the way the ball bounced today.